Welcome everyone. This is PreMOME Industry Day, part of CEEA Animation Experience. I'm Reika Sakai. I'm gonna be the moderator today. The event was organized by CEEA Animation, PreMOME, and BAPTER. Now let me tell you a few words about PreMOME for people who still know what exactly it is. PreMOME is an international festival and competition of first animation. Besides the festival, it organized educational and cultural programs through the year at BAPTER, which is the first incubator house in Hungary that focuses on animation. The workshop was financially supported by the Creative Bureau of Media, Republic of Slovenia, and the Slovenian Film Center. And now, let me introduce you Éva Darabos, who's going to talk about her graduation movie, By Little Black. Éva finished her studies at the University of Nagy 2 years ago. During her studies, she also spent a semester in Erasmus, Turku, Finland. Right now, she's working on her new movie idea and also working as a freelancer animation artist. Her graduation movie won the best word design at Ottawa International Animation Film Festival, also won awards at Poznań and Barcelona, and was screened at many places. Don't forget that during the workshop, you can ask on Facebook or here on Zoom. And if you join us on Zoom, you can also watch Éva's work. You're gonna have a password protected link to watch the movie. And you can also watch this whole Zoom meeting back. The link gonna stay on Facebook for days. You can find it on the event. And now, Éva, please start your presentation. Thank you.
Hello, welcome everyone to my presentation. Now I will share my screen and start. Okay. So I hope everything is fine. And the title of my presentation is The Muse of Concrete Creating Violet Block, Graduation Film at MOME with me. I will talk about how I spent my student years at MOME on the BE and on the MA program also. Sorry, just a second. Okay. Yes, so I will talk about my student years at MOME and also how I ended up graduating with the animated short called Violet Block, as Reika said. I will show you some school practices, sketches, and making of Violet Block, and at the very end, I will tell you about my present and future plans a bit. So let's start. So in this picture, you can see the iconic main building of the Nagy University of Art and Design. They have an BA and an MA program from animation there, and I attended both. Here you can see a few pictures of my classmates on the BA program. And I think we were such a good class because all of our had different focuses and different interests. I mean, for some, maybe the software knowledge was more important, for some, maybe the ideas, and for some, maybe the visuals. So we could complete each other when it comes to helping each other, and that's why I think we were a very good community. And at the BA, we did basic practices from animation, for example, walk cycles and running cycles, and also whatever you wanted to do. Because actually, I think the practices were pretty free. I mean, the teachers could give you a topic and also like a program in which you can work in, but otherwise you can have total freedom in your ideas. And that's what I really liked during the BA also. Also, I just want to mention, like, I've started with the paper animation, and then I switched to Wacom to 2D digital hand-drawn animation during the first year of BA. So it was also a big change for me. And now I want to show you a little metamorphosis practice. In this practice, we needed to morph three things into each other. And here you can see it. That was it. Back to the presentation. So we also had visual studies with many little tasks, and this was my favorite, so that's why I choose to put this into this presentation. This was a character study based on objects we got from another classmate. Also, the first bigger group work in my life actually was this puppet animation we named Lunch Break with our classmates. And we used the dragon frame with cameras with this. And I think I started to learn how to be a team player with this project. And actually, I think it's a thing you can learn and you can by practice it. So this was a pretty a good experience for me. And you can see, like, we were many of us making this film. What I started to learn here is the patience and trust and the communication, which later I could improve more, but I will tell you later about that. Also, we had this lip sync practice during school where I could use TV Paint and Photoshop. And also, of course, we practiced the lip sync and the camera angles, how to build up a scene. Here you can see a little making of. And yeah, of course, at this project, we also could choose whatever dialogue we wanted. So that was the only given thing, to have a dialogue, and after it, you have total freedom where you will do your project. So also you can work on your own ideas. On the third year of the BA program, we had a project to do a promo animation for the Hungarian Museum of Fine Arts, and we had to use this program Anime Studio, and it was about an ancient Greek vase exhibition, so we had to promote that. And my idea was to mix the ancient Greek characters with famous TV shows, because I felt like the Greek vases tells a story as a medium, and also TV is another medium. And I found it interesting and entertaining for myself also to try to mix the two mediums. So I would like to show you this animation.
B. B. Blah 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 blah.
Okay, that was it. And let's continue with the last project of the BA program, which was a children's song. And I also done it in 2D hand-drawn animation in TV Paint, and I used Photoshop for the backgrounds. And I will show it to you really quickly. It will be in Hungarian, but you will get the idea, I think. It's about an untidy bunny.
Hol a madrágom, hol a nyaksálam, hol a folt, ami hátul volt a nadrága, hol a balzoknim, hol a nem tudom mim, hol a lyukas kanalamon nem látom. Este megvolt, megszavamra megvolt, este megvolt még. 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 Megvolt még.
That was it, and actually you can find it all on the internet, so maybe you can watch it later a bit more in another, how to say, circumstances. Okay. And let me continue with the, sorry, just a technical question, like you can see all of the Zoom videos or just me and the presentation? Should I change everything? Okay, thank you very much. So let me continue with the master program studies. It's a bit different than the BA. It was a bit different from the BA because you can have even more freedom here, because there is just there's no topic you need to work on, and you can choose also the format. So you can actually improve that skills which works best for you, and you can find your own inspirations and find your own creative energies and processes, how it works for you. And I think this is a very, very a good thing. Also, it can be a bit hard at the beginning because if there is no such a task, you need to do it for yourself. And I think for the first time, it can be a bit difficult, but it's a really, really you have to do that if you plan to do individual art projects. And for me, the inspiration was coming from actually the blockhouse areas, and I try to understand myself why. And I think the answer is pretty easy at first, because I grew up in a blockhouse area, and during my life I lived there for 17 years in different blockhouse areas. And you know, for many people, these kind of areas could be a bit depressing or gray or monotone or just mementos of the socialist regime. But for me, it was the scenery of my childhood, and I cherish memories from that time, and that's why it just in my bones to feel good at these places. And we just realized with my consultants that when I started the consultation about what I want to do in the first semester of the MA program, that I have a lot of little ideas in my mind, and I need to learn how to choose from them. Yes, in the first semester, also I wanted to improve my visual skills, and that's why I decided to make, oh yeah, and actually these pictures are from the balcony at that time. So I chose to create a mini zine. Okay, just a sec. A mini zine called Pocket. I called it Pocket Block, and so my main focus was on the visualizing these little ideas and to capture it to a little a pocket size of inspiration, I call. And I really hope it could be an inspiration for others. Actually, it could be developed in the future. There is just one prototype made from it, but I can show you some pages of it, and maybe in the future I will develop it a bit more, actually. So I tried out and also refined. I mean, wanted to use a bit more manual classical techniques after a lot of digital animation. So that's why I wanted to paint and draw a bit more. So that's what I did. I used the collage, also digital illustration, and also with the manual techniques. And after the first semester, I went to Erasmus to challenge myself actually out of my comfort zone. And it was a pretty good experience because we had to work in team with my Finnish classmates on a puppet animation. And actually it was super challenging because I was the only non-Finnish student, and they were super flexible. So they would speak English and of course, and we could work together pretty well. And I think at that time I learned a lot of patience and communication, an effective communication, and also how to work together in a peaceful manner, because it was like that. So this is a really a good memory and an experience for me. You can see us working on the project on the workshop, and also a few pictures from the set. And this is the puppet animation we did. You can see a few stills from it, and also making of picture. And that was my puppet on the right, what I did. With the hands were silicones, and so it was quite a good quality puppet, I have to say. We worked a lot on them. And after I came home, I started to write my thesis, and I already knew that time I want to continue my blockhouse themed ideas. And I wanted to do an artistic research. So that's why I studied different films operating with the blockhouse theme. And you can see which kind of films. And there was a lot actually, but I just put a few to see actually how many film operates with blockhouse topic. It was really good because I could see how other filmmakers use this environment or neighborhood in movies, and how they express their thoughts and their story. So I think it was a good research for myself. Now I want to speak about how about the facts. So if you're graduating at MOME MA, you have many opportunities. I think you don't have to graduate with a short film. Actually, you can graduate with a video game, and you can show a trailer from it, for example. You can graduate with an art book and also do a trailer for it. Or I experienced some comic book, comics, for example, and augmented reality project was last year, I think. So but I was sure I want to do an animated short because I'm really, really interested in this kind of filmmaking. So there is an option. You can apply for financial support of the National Film Institute, and because they have one for the film and media students in higher education to the graduation to their graduation project, and I decided to apply to it, and we got it. So it was super. We made our production plan with my fantastic production manager, Esther Glaser. I think it was super important to have that connection with the production manager, so we could talk honestly in a safe place between ourselves. It was a super good experience. And actually we were a bit ambitious with our plan because there is this thing with this support. It's that you cannot have any money, money. If you're the director, you get this support for your crew. So it's just an opportunity for you to have a crew when you're graduating, and I just couldn't really calculate with the fact that I have to make a living in the same time if I'm not. Yes, that's the thing. So yeah, life as a student director, it was pretty busy. I couldn't afford to be a full-time student director, and maybe that's why I said our production plan was a bit too ambitious. We wanted to do a lot of things in little time, I think. Yeah, I think that's it for this slide. So let's start at the very beginning of the graduation project. So blockhouses, back to blockhouses. I popped up a lot of idea in my brain as I used to. Sorry, just a second. I drink a little water. Okay, so I knew I wanna operate with the blockhouse team, and I wanted to know why, because that's the thing. Like I have very good childhood memories, and all the spaces and all the characters inspired me from that neighborhood. But I wanted to dig a bit deeper and to understand my inspiration actually. So I started to do it by sketching. I sketched all of my little ideas, and at that time, actually, we had to move from the blockhouse flat we were living, and it was a very big impact on my feelings. And I was sketching the little mosaic-like ideas at the same time. It was, you can see it was a bit surreal, character-driven, and very blockhousey. So while I was doing this idea fragments in storyboard, there was a character I was thinking about a bit more, and it took me more time to figure out what to do with her. And after the consultations, which was really super helpful for me, with Rita Domonyi and Réka Gacs, we figured out that I just couldn't skip myself from the story because of the moving. So I put this this happening to the graduation project, that the character has to move from the beloved blockhouse flat. And that's how this character ended up symbolizing me actually in the movie. And also my voice is these characters. So yeah, it became a bit of a more personal for me, and that clicked something in me. And it was it just felt right to put myself a bit more into this idea. And also I feel like moving from a neighborhood you spent your childhood, it can, you know, indicates you something else. You can feel it's a bigger change than a moving, and that was my main inspiration actually. So it was also it was a farewell from the blockhouse area, and also something bigger, I think, in my life. And after a long time, I came up with the title Violet the Block. So I will show you some character designs from the sketch to the finished design. Here you can see Mr. Bubble, and I try to capture typical characters from the blockhouse areas. Of course, I was wandering around a lot when I was developing the movie. So there, I made drawings from real life, but it's more built on my memory and more of my impressions. So the bullied kids, bully, and you know, the rumoring characters, and also the hardworking woman, and also the flora and the fauna of the blockhouse area, which is kind of typical for me, I think. And so yeah, actually not many cats on blockhouse areas, but at our blockhouse area there was a very big musculous one-eyed cat, by the way. So more like pigeons and bugs at the blockhouse areas, and very many dog walkers. And also these characters, the family, and the kindergarten and the playgrounds are very usual in blockhouse areas, you know. And also I just want to talk a bit about I think it's special to live in a blockhouse area in the Central Eastern European region, because it's very diverse. Like very many people live in this kind of apartments, so close but so far at the same time. And that's what really inspires me, like the diversity in this area. Yeah, the stressed out, always working character. And now I would like to speak about a bit of the background. I started to sketch a map because I wanted to create myself a guide when I building up the scenes. So I started to sketch a bit. This is actually from memory and from real life, because this is really similar where we lived, I think, but not the same as in real life. And I tried a lot of versions actually at the beginning, because I wanted to just capture that vibe I felt. I wanted to capture that inspirational place. I wanted to give it back. So that's why I had many versions, and I think I worked a lot on them to find that one which I can feel it can be a memory postcard. Yeah, at Ottawa Festival actually they asked me at the Q&A like how I developed the visuals, and from the top of my head I said this memory postcards, and later I realized like it's a good explanation, because I really wanted to capture it, to visualize a feeling. And I was mixing reality with my memories, and that's how it ended up. And talking about atmosphere, I just want to play the trailer. right now. Igen.
Na, szia! Találtunk vevőt a lakásra. Úgyhogy kezdjél csomagolni.
Okay. And now I will show you a sequence from the transformation of the backgrounds from the sketch to the final version. So this was the very beginning. And then this was it. Yes, and added more details, more textures, more depth. And that was the final one. Also, now I will show you making ofs. So you can see how an animation built up. Of course, first the line art and then the coloring. And at the very end, they had the shadows for the characters. Here you can see a background transition. And here you can see the animation. I made a video to show a scene from the storyboard until the finished version. So I will play it now. Just a sec. I want you to have good quality. Okay. Maybe I just pause it a bit so you can observe it more and I can talk about it. So this was the sequence of Mr. Bubble, and that's how it looked like in the storyboard. And I had very, very sketchy animatic, as you can see. And then it was a rough version, rough backgrounds. And now the final one. That's it. Okay. And you can see the effect animations. I think they give a lot of extra, how to say, quality to the animation, and I'm really grateful for them. It's made by, they are made by Melinda Kádár. Okay. And I don't want to forget about the extras because they were a lot, but I could do them forever. I mean, draw a lot more and more because it was really fun to do that. Here you can see them. And I think it was a very nice idea, and it worked so well to capture, to record the sound at the very venue, at the actual blockhouse area where I was moving from in real life. So that's what we did with Dávid Vajda Bodnár, the sound designer and the music composer. We went there in the morning and record the atmosphere there. And what you can hear in the film is from the actual venue. So it's pretty authentic, I have to say. And also in the music, he used Foley sounds he recorded there. So I think it can give a special taste also to the music. It could be more blockhousey in that way. Also, I just want to add that all my parents, my production manager, and my boyfriend were the voice actors. So it will be always a unique experience for me when we recorded the sound with them. And here you can see my wonderful crew. You can see there were pretty many people to work with. And I think I learned a lot about effective communication and well-organized coordination. I mean, it was a good lesson to it. And I always be grateful to them for their pretty quality work. They were super. So thank you very much from here for all of them. And after, I think from the very first sketch until the finished design, I think it was 2 years passed. So after it, the film was finished, and it could start its festival circuit, which is still going on actually. And it was really how to say, a successful year, 2020. Of course, it was special because of the COVID. It was the year of online festivals, and I'm really so I have high hopes for the future when it comes to festivals, and I just want to talk about a bit of their effect on a director. I want to talk about my experiences, because I think it's pretty important to feel how the audience react to your movie, and how you can, so you can have a very honest feedback when you're attending a festival and you're amongst the audience and you hear their sounds and reactions. Also, actually, on the online festival, I try to make it like an experience, and sometimes it worked. So I was pretty okay with it. Also, I just wanted to add, like, PreMOME was the first festival screened my movie. Actually, what I show you in the very beginning, the metamorphosis practice. And I remember that feeling. It was a super intense. Oh no, sorry, it was another animation I made in EIS Academia. But the experience is the same. I felt really nervous, and it was just it's a very intense experience you have to live through, I think, when you're a director. So you can have motivation from festivals, you can have inspiration from festivals, and you can talk about your thoughts in your own language through films, and then you can have reactions, and so that's why I think festivals are super, and it can be a cultural event and also thought-provoking events for the audience. So I'm currently attending Animation Sans Frontières, which is a scholarship program, and I'm currently developing my new project. You can see just a few sketches about it. I know, like, it will be surreal and it will be about the micro universe, but this is what I can tell you right now. Oh, just a second. So I just start to fix this light thing in a minute. Okay, so I continue. So yeah, ESF, a new project. I'm currently working on it. It's in an early stage of development. Okay, just a sec. And also we started a collective with my friends and ex-classmates, with Melinda Kada, Lili Korcsuk, and Bori Mako, and together we are Hen Animation. And we had the luck to have our first commissioned film to screen in NC, to be screened in NC in a few weeks. It's about László Moholy Nagy, who was the who after him the university was named, and we have really high hopes to the future working together, and you can see our logo there. So and of course me. And I think I will thank you now and start to think what I forget to say.
All right, so as you remember, everyone, you can ask Éva on Facebook or here on Zoom, and as soon as a question pop up, I'm gonna read it. But right now, I'm gonna have my own questions. So my first question would be that you talked about that during developing By Little Block, you started like experiencing with more traditional forms like painting and things like that. But at the end, you went with the full digital way. And my question was like, first of all, why you decided the full digital? But I can see that even with the digital format, you try to like kind of mimic the painting style. So if you could talk about like more about this design thing, that's really interesting to me. Thank you.
Well, actually, I think it's because of the time, because for me, it seemed that to do it digitally can allow me to, you know, to if I made a mistake in painting, it took me a lot of time to, and I can have also more options to modify it easily, all the settings and all the buildings. And of course, yeah, it's funny actually, because I was so naive that I wanted to create a blockhouse like, okay, it's just Ctrl+C, Ctrl+V, it's all the same. And then I realized it's not so. It's not so like that. So also because of this identical look, I wanted to create it in digitally. But then of course I realized that that's the thing I just can't feel from my heart. They are not identical. They are kind of, you know, diverse.
Yeah, I remember you put a lot of detail in the,
in
the background.
And if you want to, if you notice something I just, you want to talk about, I can go back to my presentation if you want, and to just show you some slides if you need.
I watch your movie. I'm lucky, so I watched it many times. so that's why I can remember. And if I remember correctly, you did all of the backgrounds yourself, right? Or like almost yourself.
But in total, there were 80 backgrounds, and at 6, my friend and colleague Lili Korcsuk helped me out at the very at the finishing line. So it was just a few backgrounds, but a huge help for me at that time. And it was actually a super experience, because I've never done visuals in a group or with other people. And at this film, I could experience that if I made a visual concept, I can pass it through to other, and we can work together it to the same direction. And it was really a good lesson.
And like talking about your new film idea, I don't know if it has like a title or anything I can like call it, or it still doesn't have like a title.
Well, its working title is Fanfare, but it's a work in progress title.
Oh, all right. Then I'm just gonna talk about like your new idea. So, and with that, right now that you're gonna probably have like more time developing and working on it, you already have like these technical ideas how you wanna like animate it or draw it, or if you wanna kind of experience it, or you just really wanna go with the traditional way, or you have anything like that in mind?
I think I'm stuck to the hand-drawn animation and digitally, because I think it saves time, as I experienced, and to do it digitally. And yeah, not so much technical details I can tell you right now, because it's pretty in an early stage of development.
And like one thing I remember about your movie, even your thesis was about that you really like movies, like not animated ones, and series. And I remember that you also made your thesis about like a series that has to do something with like blocks and things like that. So if you could like talk about that kind of inspiration, or what inspires you in like movies that not animated, and I think that would be really interesting for me, because I remember you watched the many movies that's like playing in panels and blocks and things like that.
Yeah, actually, it's a good question, because I wanted to talk about a bit. Talk a bit about it. So actually, I made the thesis from about live action films, because there wasn't so many animations with the Blockhouse team. I know at that time, for example, Nikita Diacour's Ugly or Fast, which I really like, and also I think at that time I already seen David Dell'Edera's Balcony. I think it has also a nice blockhousey vibe. And also, yeah, so live action films, I think I just grew up with them, and that's why they are, when I'm talking about, I try to start again, so I think the inspiration from movies is like, it's maybe a bit weird to say, but everything. You can be inspired by the pictures, how the story was built, the dialogues, all the scenery, and all the little ideas they have. And also the films I wrote about in my thesis, it was important for me, because they were also operating with blockhouses, and a lot of times it could be a symbol of let's say mental prison, or like a prison to the soul, or so a place which can how to say conserve problems, or so I'm talking about actually Béla Tar's The Prefect People film. And what I really liked and inspired me the most is the surreal scenes. For example, in György Szomjas's Falfuró, or Wall Driller in English, I don't know the exact translation. And yeah, I really could feel the vibe of Jean Borsdiga's brother, because you can just feel through the movie like he loves blockhouse areas. And also that film's editor, Judith Sacco, was my editor, and it was such a good experience to talk with her about this movie. And also, I wanted to add, Judith Sacco was one of my most pleasant, how to say, not pleasant, but she was super helpful, because a lot of times I felt like she understood it before me, what will happen in my movie, and she could help me with the editing, the rhythm games in the film. So she added a lot to my film and helped a lot. So I will be always grateful to her.
I don't know why, but for me, like when I'm thinking about this, like black film Hungarian stuff, it always reminds me of like Szomszédok. I don't know why. I think that's having like a really strange like nostalgic feeling to it. I mean, I don't know. I somehow really like not like the story, but like the place, like the environment. It's like weird, and I think you also mentioned it during your thesis, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that was a part of it.
Yeah, I mentioned it. Because I grew up with that series. Like it was. I born in 91, and it starts from 87 until 99, and it has like 300 episodes. Actually, I don't know who am I talking to, and that's why I just try to describe it a bit more. So Szomszédok, in English, neighbors. It's an iconic Hungarian telenovela, and the whole story is placed in a blockhouse area, and the protagonists are the tenants, the different families. And it was famous because all the happenings was so real lifey. they were kind of boring, but very real at the same time. But also if they had some very how to say, extraordinary happening in it, it always sorted out somehow at the end of the episodes, and that wasn't important for me. That why I love that series is really the atmosphere, because I can feel home when I'm watching that, and then when I just see a film still from Szomszédok, I just feel warm in my heart.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I have this nostalgic feeling with it, like too. I want to go back a little, and you mentioned this like project, a book, like this blog book.
Oh, actually, if you just wait a sec.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I brought it with me.
It's so tiny.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's the only prototype I made.
Yeah, my question so it's gonna be like backgrounds, or more like the surrealistic situations you have in your movie. So like what's the end gonna be in this book? And also you wanted to keep it like this tiny, like a pocket book, which I think it's really cute, or you want it to be like a bigger one?
I wanted to do, so I don't know if you have this feeling from your childhood, but when I was little, there was not so many these little size booklets with pictures, and I think, I don't remember what, but I find something when I was a child, and it felt like a treasure, like a little treasure chest you can get inspiration from, and that's what I wanted to achieve with this project. And so a little inspirational treasure chest. That's what I wanted to do. And then I think after this whole blockhouse experience, that after a 9-minute long movie about blockhouses and all the theses and all the, I think I can do a little closure with actually finishing this one. I have intentions, I think, to do that, because I still wanted to create a little how to say this.
So going back to like online festivals, because at the end you like mentioned your experience with it. And I kind of wanted to talk about that because at the moment I like just started my experience with this online festival, film
And
festivals.
congrats on your BAFTA shortlist.
Oh, thank you so much. So I just like started it, and my question is like you mentioned that your one of your problem is that you can see the the audience reaction to your movie, which I understand. But also I think the positive part that you can like with these Zoom meetings, you can meet people who maybe won't be able, because I don't think that you can always attend the festival you're in. And if you think about it, maybe you won't be able to do a Q&A in like, I don't know, Spanish or something if you don't attend the festival. So I think that like this is like one good part in online festivals, and I think they should keep it for the future, that you can actually like talk with other directors and you don't have to be there. So my question would be that like even though you couldn't see the audience, you still like enjoy these like meetings with other ones during the like the online format, and you think that it's something that they should keep, or giving you something plus about the festivals?
Yeah, I think there's always pros and contras, and sometimes, yeah, I felt that like, okay, I can attend in this way somehow. I could have some experience from it. So I think attending an online festival is better than not attending an on-site festival, because both of the things happened. And if you're attending an online festival, you can still feel the part of it. And if you just can't go because you can afford it, for example, it could be a good option to people to have a bit of a networking online. I think nowadays everybody is a bit used to this form of communication and networking. So I think it can be how to say, like, I can imagine it will stay with us in the future, this kind of communication. But I'm the person of I want a little bit of everything. And
yeah, actually, I just wanted to say that as far as I noticed, festivals like using this hybrid format, that it's gonna be online, but also like in person. And I think it's really great because finally other people can also like reach the movies without like traveling there. But at the same time, you can actually like, yeah, go to the cinemas and watch it. But I really hope that it's gonna start now this summer. I wanted to ask about like MOME a little bit more, because I know that you're a part of like PreMOME and you're like teaching there. And if you could like talk about a little bit how it feels like to work with like people who's just like the beginning of this journey, and like what's your method, like, I don't know, teaching them or telling them advices.
Yeah, I forget to include that fact in my presentation, that I'm currently a teacher at PreMOME, which is a pre-university course at MOME in the animation department, of course. And I think this was my second year working there. And actually, it's a very I don't want to say good because it's so flat, but it's very inspiring to go there as a teacher. Oh yeah, and I also have a teacher's diploma degree. I forgot to mention, because after the animation masters, I applied to the teachers department at MOME, and that's why I became more involved in teaching. And at PreMOME, it's mixed with my own professional experiences and with the teaching studies, and I think it's a good cross. And also I got admitted to MOME for the 1000th time, so I can relate very much to the people who are having the admission procedure. So I think I can be comforting for them, and I can tell them like, don't give up, like you can do it if you really want, and practice a lot. And just let yourself go with your inspirations and the creative thoughts. So I'm really enjoying it because I think I really can help them.
I'm still like sometimes just checking Facebook for the questions and things like that. So actually, my last question would be like it's kind of like the typical thing, but like, you know, plans for the future. But like in more details, like what's your like bigger plans, because you're like having this film idea, but you're also teaching, you also like started studio with your friends. So do you have like any bigger plans for the future in the industry, or can you see yourself in like 10 years? I don't know, like how you feel about that.
I really wanted to, I think the most I started to understand, because I really at the very beginning at freelancing and also like freelancer animation artist as a creator, and also as a yeah, it's hard to define this, but to do your own project, your own creative project, your films, and also to do commissions. And I want to keep a balance with them. And actually, I think that's the hardest part if you really want to make movies from your own ideas. But at ASF, now we learning how we can do that. We learn about producing, we learn about possibilities, mostly from the European market and funds. So, and pitch forums, which are really great for filmmakers to have to get support, and also not just financial but creative support. So my ideal vision is I can keep balance in my life with my own creative projects and with commission projects, so I can maintain a really like a good kind of life financially, but also I can live my artistic freedom.
I also think that it's important. I think that way that you always have like the work and you have like the passion project, and I think the passion project is it's like a love that like keeps the fire in you, or how should I say it, and you need that to like go, because I think you always need like a little creative idea that you're just developing, even if it's just a movie or just like this tiny book, because I don't know, or just like making like just prints and arts and things like that, because I'm sure that I don't know, actually this is another question I just popped in my mind that I said it as last, but now I have a new one, that you actually like making traditional art, or you're like paintings or things like that, and you thinking about like, I don't know, maybe doing an exhibition with that, about this block team?
Yeah.
Or I just gave you an idea right now.
Yeah, you're giving me an idea, actually, because I love to paint. I just realized it not so long ago, and I think that's why I can talk about. Yeah, I really think I talked a bit less than I planned in the presentation, and now I can complete a bit with my thoughts about the backgrounds and the visual development, and why was it like a amazing experience to receive the Best Design Award at Ottawa. So I remember during the BA and MA studies, somehow I always left the visual development for the last step. And that's why a lot of times I just couldn't reach that satisfaction. Okay, I made those visuals and I'm proud of it. I never really felt like that during my studies. And I didn't want to do that with my graduation film, because I know it sounds a bit weird, but I felt like, okay, this is my last chance to show like I like to do visuals, and I like to visuals. And that's why, because I don't know, but do you know that if I say like there are people who leave the best bite to the for the last in the plate?
When you're eating the cherry last on the cake.
And I think I was that kind, but I also always running out of time to eat the cherry during the studies, and that I meant to do like visuals. I really wanted to have the time and energy to put the time and energy into them. And when I was doing the backgrounds, it was actually at the super very last moment of the production, but I felt that flow feeling. I really wanted to for a long time. And I remember that feeling when I was painting in real life manually. That's similar. So I really realized I like to do that, and I want to improve it more, and or practice it more, or do it more in the future. So yeah, it would be like a dream, what you just said, to have an exhibition, and because yeah, I really need time to do that, and I will work on this. So thank you for your idea.
I'm here to give you like great ideas. And I think it's good because the new your new idea, since you don't have this like you don't have to graduate, you don't have this deadline, you can actually like leave the cherry for last, and you can spend even a year with the cherry. So I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen when you can like spend unlimited time on like backgrounds, because I have a feeling that you're the type of person who will be able to do that. That's just like doing a background for like ages.
Yeah, I feel that actually, yeah, that sounds like a dream, but also I really need to, and I think I'm connecting to your earlier question, how I imagine myself 10 years ago, well organized, like a person who has time to rest.
That would be good. Yeah, I think giving yourself deadline is really important. So yeah, maybe if I mean if you're gonna have like support for your future work, I'm sure you're gonna meet deadlines, so you don't have to worry about that. Oh yeah, and actually then I just having like more and more questions as we go. So my question is like, after like this workshop you're doing, you wanna like pitch your movie and like trying to get it to places, or you first wanna just like develop it yourself, or getting like more into the idea and maybe start it when you already have like the animatic or the storyboard?
Sorry, I blacked out for a moment. No.
It's okay. So my question is that like you first want to develop your new idea by yourself, or you trying to like pitch it to forums and get the team first and then working with them, or you're more like the type of person who working it alone, and then at the end you're gonna have a team?
Well, actually, we will have a pitch next Friday during the ASF program. So it's I have to say, yeah, I will pitch it. Also, I think in the idea, I wanted to work on a bit by myself, and yeah, and with maybe a consultant, and yeah, I think I will do the visual development earlier than I did in By Little Block. So I think this experience to be a student director is super important and crucial to have if you want to make films in the future, not just as a graduation project, but as a freelancer filmmaker. And actually, I have the same question for you. Like, how do you feel after just recently graduated and finishing your graduation film? Like, what did you learn from it?
It's an unexpected situation that now the table changed and I'm the one that's being asked, but I don't mind it. Well,
I'm just super curious for others.
Well, actually, it's like super fresh for me, because I mean, I graduated last year, but I only like started like sending movies to festivals like right now, and it's still like super fresh for me. And To be honest, when I was in that situation, it was like, I only like remember the bad things, like that I worked a lot and things like that. But right now I feel like, as you said with your tiny book, that you kind of let go. I think that now I managed to let go the film and everything. I'm finally like starting to go back and love it. I think it's kind of that relationship with your work that you know that you love it, then you hate it, and then you kind of need to have a breakup, and then you need to go back, and after the breakup you can like stay friends with it and remember like lovely memory that so right now I'm able to like cherish it. How should I say it? But I'm really excited about this whole thing, and I really hope that we're gonna be able to meet at like festivals, but like in person, not just online. I mean, even online, that would be also cool, to be honest.
Yeah, I can feel you when you were talking about this metaphor, but also I wanted to add, and I think I skipped it in my presentation, so I can talk a bit about the why it was important for me. So what was a really good advice I received, and I just wanted to give to others, maybe students who's watching this, I don't know, like to choose a topic you can really relate to and which can inspire you for years, because making an animation short is even if it's just a few minutes, 9 minutes in my case, but you have to keep the inspiration going constantly so you can love it, and from that perspective, I think it was good to make the backgrounds at the end of the production. But yeah, production management wise, I think it wasn't a good idea. But actually, my production manager was super cool with me and was patient with me, because she knew it's really important for me to do the background by myself, and yeah. So yeah.
I totally understand. And I think that as we talked about this relationship, you also have it, or maybe I just had it, like like when you're making the film and you have like a lot of like struggles during it. I mean, I know that it's like after it's easy to talk about it, like it's totally amazing that you finished it, but there was like many struggles during the way. And I don't know, sometimes myself, I was like, when I was in it, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna make movies, anymore and things like that. And the problem is that it's over, and I already like having ideas, and I'm like, oh no, here we go again. the forever cycle just begins.
Yeah, I think if you have the motivation for it, and the mind for how your creative processes work, you just can't deny it that you will make films.
Yeah, it's kind of like an addiction. I don't think that you can ever like stop making things once you like start it, because as I said, the passion project is something I think that like every creative person like always needs.
Yeah, but also I feel a bit fresh to say things like that, so I'm not so veteran of filmmakers. I just this.
Then we have to do this same thing like 10 years later, when I'm gonna ask you the same questions, and let's see what's gonna change.
Yeah, I really this whole thing is even now feels fresh, and always reframing all the experience and the lessons learned. Yeah, I wanted to talk about a bit like learning new rules, like how to communicate with different people. And I think it's especially important when it comes to artist jobs, for example, drawing and animating and stuff, because everybody's sensitive, and you need to communicate it like effectively and in a way which can work for both of you. And to learn that, it was a hard process, and I think it can be done only by learning by doing. So
Yeah, and you also mentioned that like during your years you always like work in a team. So I think that you enjoy working in a team, and that it's a good thing that like people can learn work in a team. And I think that you're like as far as I know, this is a team person. So you like, I think that you're enjoying doing things in a group. But correct me if I'm wrong. I just have this feeling that you like communicating with people and like work in a team.
Yeah, but I think there is a little difference when it comes to your baby. So that was the first experience for me when others working on my own personal project. That was the first, and I think I couldn't really put a commission work together with a personal project work together. I think it's channeled in a bit other way, but yeah, I think maybe it's just practice, and I'm just so fresh to making big thoughts about this system or how it works. But yeah, so I really, you can, when you can feel you're not alone, you're supported, and you can support each other, that's super. And when the communication is clear and you know, effective, yes. Like and also I learned coordination, a lot of coordination during the directing. So I really felt like this is maybe a bit off topic, but I went to a masterclass of Ron Howard during my studies, and I remember he said like directing is just communication and coordinating. And I was so young, and I was like, oh, it's super, how to say, sad to hear like that, because I thought, you know, like I'm thinking about visions and creative choices, but actually I think everything's in it, in this role. I'm just started to learning, but yeah, I didn't expect that many coordination. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, really. That yeah, many coordination and communication.
All right, and this is actually gonna be my final question. I know that I said it before. I was having new ones, but it's actually gonna be my final. So you mentioned to me that like still these flat blocks, I don't really know like the good way to like say it, but still like a big inspiration for you, and you're like spending your time sometimes walking this place you used to live. And my question is that, so this is like your I don't know, like creative field or like box you spend time, so and you're still like going there with your new idea, so it's still like something that you do, especially now this is like summer and everything, so you're still spending time and watching these people you actually put in your film, like just being there.
Actually, yeah. I mean, when I need some meditation, I usually go to different blockhouse areas, and also I think it will stuck forever with me, because I really felt calm and inspired when I'm browsing on these areas. And also there's a funny thing just came to my mind. Like we were in Rome with my boyfriend, and we were at the St. Peter's Basilica, and I felt the same feeling, and it was so weird. It was huge spaces in the San Pietro, and somehow I felt the same when I'm walking around in blockhouse areas. And I think this is just it's a mysterious, it's a mystic, a flow, kind of a flow feeling. I didn't want it to put religion in this thing. I just wanted to say like a monument, like monumental things. That's why because I found blockhouses monumental, like mind palaces, or like boxes of ideas and inspiration.
Yeah, I totally understand like what you're talking about. And we actually meeting our closing time, and I'm still waiting if someone like want to have like a like last time a question. But thank you for this good presentation, and I really like the talking to you, and I'm really like waiting for your next project. And I kind of want you to give me the tiny book if you're gonna like have one, you know, so I can have this in my bucket. I really want that. So just so you know, I'm gonna hunt down the bucket, and I'm gonna have one too.
Okay, I will work on it, and then we talk.
yeah. So that's something we have to do. And like, thanks everyone who made this workshop possible. And I'm gonna still meet everyone later today when I'm gonna talk with Daniela Grace. So please, everyone, watch that too. And before that, there's gonna be another workshop with another moderator, and that's gonna be also amazing. So just stay tuned and watch CEEA Facebook all day, and comment, follow, and everything. And thanks for again this amazing conversation, and good luck for your future works. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I just wanted to add a technical information, like all the audience can watch the film if they join the Zoom meeting link. They can watch it like a passport protected link today, so they can watch my film today.
And they also can find your other films on Vimeo, the ones you showed us. So and also they can see your movies in festivals if in the summer, if they're gonna attend it, which would be the thing that you enjoy the best, I guess.
Yeah, we hope we can attend it together and have a good time.
Yeah. So thanks again, and have an amazing day, and good luck with your future works.
Thank you, Reka.
Bye.